Staying in a more rural counties as we talk New World screwworm and the state's response to fight it.
In mid-June, the Texas Animal Health Commission moved its screwworm command center to Pleasanton from Eagle Pass in order to be closer to the outbreaks.
That same agency holding an info session yesterday with ranchers in Hebronville, a story our Ryan Hopper has been following and is here now with that update. Ryan.
Mike, Leslie, these are the state's current infested zones. Cattle can still leave these areas, but only after they're inspected, treated if necessary, and issued a movement certificate, known as a passport by some ranchers. Many ranchers are rolling with the punches currently, but some, even outside of these affected areas, are making business decisions just to adjust. As screwworm slowly creeps north, some ranchers are rushing to move their cattle.
I know a friend of mine in George West, he said his son sold all 20 of his cows that he had several months ago. He said he was afraid of the screwworm.
And none of those sold were calves, which, as Miller knows from experience, are the most vulnerable to the parasite.
I said, you shouldn't be afraid. We can manage it. Your adult cattle are going to be fine. Just watch those newborns. Those are the most vulnerable ones that his son decided to go ahead and sell.
But Miller, who owns Jim-Hogg-County's first confirmed case, doesn't have that luxury.
I don't ship cattle but maybe 2 or 3 times a year, so I'm fine with it. Whatever they want me to do to comply with their rules, I will do it. Because if you don't, you can be fined $5,000.
The state has established infested zones around all 21 active cases. Before cattle can leave, many are treated with preventative medication and are all checked for open wounds where screwworm flies can lay eggs. But for slaughter cows, the ones that could be on your kitchen table soon, you have to time that preventative treatment exactly right to meet customer expectations and USDA regulations.
We do have to give those. Our customer base doesn't want it, so that animal ends up going to the auction barn instead of to get processed and sold for steaks.
Miller describing the process as enhanced enforcement with an honors system because he says there are ways to get around inspection.
They closed the checkpoint at Rondado at 6 o'clock in the evening, so there's nobody there to inspect traders coming up. So if a guy wants to say bootleg his cows, load them up down here, and then head north, he'll go from here all the way to Three Rivers or Alice where the auction barns are, and no one's going to see him.
But the feds and state have a tag up their sleeve to fight back.
That anything that's got that RFID tag, they're going to be able to scan those at those facilities. And it's not 100% foolproof, Ryan, but I mean, there's checks and balances in place to kind of help make sure that the meat and the food supply is safe. Now, as Miller just referenced, ranchers caught illegally moving the cattle out of these affected areas can be hit with a $5,000 fine as the state looks to keep this parasite as contained as possible. We're going to continue to follow this story. Mike, Leslie, back to you.